Hello everyone and welcome back. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this episode because it's another build, and my goodness, I'm enjoying building in this world. So today's build, we are going to transform this little mountainy area behind us, and I'm a bit sick of the entrance to our mine. I think it could be better. At the moment, the very beginning of it is fun, but the rest is not so great. So I think it would be fantastic to build up a mine entrance here into this hill and then drop us down with like a water drop and then a bubble column to come back up. So I've put together a little design and I'm gonna start working on that now. So we've gathered our resources here in this chest, and I just want to explain kind of what the plan is here. So my plan is clearing out this area here and kind of making it look nice. At the moment we're just using it to oxidize some copper, but we'll get to that. And then when you hit this mountain area, we're gonna have one way down and one way up next to each other. In the back, probably not going to have anything, but we'll terraform around this bit. And then we will have kind of a column of deep slate each side, and kind of surrounded by wood on either side. So I'm thinking something like this to start with. And then we go through and we drop down here. So that's the basic kind of idea behind it. And I think the deep slate with a kind of copper roofing on it, I think will look quite nice. A little bit of a different setting to what we have now. So let me just start on the build and let's see how far we get. So I've got the shape kind of how I want it now, I think. I'm just waiting for a few more pieces of copper, I think. Let me climb up here. Yeah, so that we can finish up the back just a little bit. I want to go one level back again, and then build the mountain around it. But while I'm waiting for my copper to age over here, I think it would be a good idea to figure out where this is actually going to land. So the this side I think will be the downside. So I'll take a note of the coordinates here, and then we should go down to our mine and figure out where those coordinates match to. So yeah, this mine entrance, it's not bad, but I think I want to block it off and kind of build in this dripstone cave a little more up here. But I don't really want to keep doing this kind of spiral down, which we originally had, because it was natural. But I feel like a quicker in and out might be a good option for us. And we were 53.5. So that one. And 51.5. So those are the points we are coming down to. So we can build something similar down here for the entrance. It's a little off to one side, but we can. I don't mind taking out this side of this these strip mines so that it's even. Yeah. So let's do something similar to what we have upstairs, but down here. So a very kind of basic copy to it. I'll come in and finish this up with some wood and clear out half of this area as well. But yeah, now we can work on the process of getting up and down, basically. And to start with, oops, I'm just going to add a bucket of water in each so that when we come down from the top, hopefully we will land in the water rather than die if there's a big fall. So yeah, let's do some digging straight down, which you're not supposed to do in Minecraft, but let's see. Editor note here, don't dig straight down. It's not worth it. We'll see what happens in a second though. So I'm just going down to our skeleton farm to grab a bunch of bone meal and to make the bubble elevator. So the water's in place. I still need to finish this off. The water is in place, but we need to get it so its water source is all the way up, and I mean, I'm going to use all this bone meal anyway, but we're going to put in one kelp at the bottom and then just bone meal it so it grows all the way up. So we have grown it up, so we have our landing water in here and we have a bubble elevator which should send us all the way to the top. Which I think is quite a nice way to get up, nice and quick. And it is looking nice out here. And yeah, I'm going to blend in this this mountain on either side. And I think, yeah, I think we've got the resources here. I now have way too much bone meal, but that's okay. Yeah. So I've gathered the materials, and I think what I'm just going to do is work it out. Work out this so it curves around into the mountain here. And on the other side, a little bit easier, but curving from here and kind of shaping this out a little bit how I want it. So I've kind of worked on half of the kind of terraforming side of it, and I think it's looking okay. I don't like the blend that I've been able to get so far with the stone to brick, and also the andesite and stone I think is almost too similar, and so I'd like to work on that as we go forward. But yeah, I think bringing that around onto the other side will just kind of bring it all together. I'm trying to remove as much of the dirt as possible, as I want it to look more like a stony hill. And I think I'll also go in and add a bit more deep slate, rather than just around the mine entrance, but also in the hill itself. So yeah, I'll keep working on it and bring you back at some point. So, just back at the house, collecting some spruce. I'm kind of working on the path at the moment. I wanted to kind of take a step back from the terraforming, just to kind of get a fresh pair of eyes on it, I guess. But I think it's coming along nicely. So as we come around this area, yeah, I think that looks pretty good to start with. Still only kind of got this side, but working in the deep slate is going well and kind of shaping it up into this mountain. I think that's looking pretty good now. So I want to get the spruce slabs in place to get this place walkable, or easily walkable. Yeah, but I think this is coming along really nicely. So we now have our mine entrance and some of the terraforming done, and I think to finish up this episode I want to do two things. First, I would like to make this path and this land around it fit a little better into our style, so we're going to go in and detail it, and then we're going to head down to the mine and tidy up that so it looks just as good down in the mine as it does up here. So yeah, let's get on with it. So first thing we want to do is fill out this path so it's at least too wide for most of it, and get the rough shape that we want going. And then we can go back through and fill in some coarse dirt and some of the podzol. And once we have the dirt and podzol, I want to go back through and add in some lanterns and some fences to kind of mark off the corner. So something like this with a lantern on top. And maybe here. That's probably enough for the fences right now. And we can go back and clear out the torches and also add some more or less intrusive lighting in places. Yeah, now add some stone and some of the mossy variety of it. Similar to what we have here. Actually, we might want to extend that one a little. And we can add them a little further out so the path feels a little wider as well. And they shouldn't just be in the path area. But it just adds a bit more of the feeling of it being lived in, I guess. And one thing I was tempted to do is to get like a couple of piles of stone or so around, as if someone had brought up the stone from the mine to kind of be sorted above ground. And yeah, I've got a few buttons and lanterns which I can go in and kind of add. I feel like there's maybe the need for a bigger one here. Yeah, something like this around here maybe. Drop this one down like this, and then a lantern on it might be quite fun. And yeah, I think that looks quite nice. Yeah, so now we've got a bit more light and a bit more of the stone coming through. And the path is covered. Next thing I'd like to do is kind of repopulate the trees. And for this, I think the azalea bushes, similar to what we have done here, will look pretty good when we bone meal them. And we might need to come back, still would like to come back and customize these. But let's see how these look, just with the basic variety of them. Good thing is I don't think they change based on the fact that we are in a swamp. I kind of want to give them a bit more separation between these ones, but I think that's okay. I think it could be fine being a little bit sparse of trees, and the closer we get to the mine, I think that's fine. We can go in and add some bushes. I still would like to move the dark oak trees that we have so that they're a bit more useful, I guess, or in a more useful area, because at the moment it's just where I was at the time rather than where I need them. Yeah, I think that's starting to come together pretty nicely now. And we shall go through and clear out these chests that we have everywhere now. But I also want to go through and bone meal, making it feel a bit more lived in. Yeah, I think this is good. Cool. Well, let me tidy up these chests and everything, and we'll move on with the next part. I suppose one thing we could do going through to the swamp is add another bridge over to the mine. Might look quite nice since the swamplands has a bit more water to it. Maybe, yeah. Let me know if you think that would look nice. Let me know, and I can come back and add that in. You know what, everyone? I've been walking past this for a couple of minutes, going back and forth, and I have not heard a bee for so long. There's no honey, and I think they've died or despawned. I don't think they despawned. I think they may have just died. Well, that's a shame. I might have to go and get some more of them. I feel like one day we're going to come along here and drop down and there not be water there. You know what? Just in case. Woo. Well, that was interesting. Guess I didn't do a good job lighting it up. Good to know. Something we can improve on now. So I think the first thing we need to do is just clear this space out so that it doesn't feel so, or it feels more centered. So we got a gap of 3 on this side. Well, let's just do that on this all the way along. So it's at times like these when I'm doing larger scale mining that I do wish I was a little, I don't know, a little further along and got my beacon so that mass mining becomes just a little quicker. So I'm unsure whether I want the stripped dark oak or the spruce in this area, because I feel like there'll be quite a lot of it, so it would get quite dark if, say, for example here, oops, we had the spruced, compared to the dark oak. You know what? I don't think there's much difference in that. I quite like the dark oak, actually. If it's not going to be with the bark, then I don't think it will be too bad. Yeah, I think that's okay, actually. So, similar to upstairs, we have a kind of paths coming out here. And I'm tempted to have kind of this path continue out along and then split off into these mines. And I don't think we don't need all of them now. So for design's sake, I think I would be fine with just blocking off a few. So I think I will work out the flooring and maybe do the first couple of blocks and see how that looks like in the end. So welcome back. We haven't got it quite finished. I've still got a bit more detail, but I hope you can see roughly what the feel I'm going for is in this area. We're going for quite a lot of the deep slate and path through. Honestly, I don't think I'll go much further than 4 or 5 stones in, but I think for this area it looks pretty good when you're looking at it like that. And I'll go in and add some details, some shelving like I've done here, and some candles and stuff like that. But I think for now that's a good start to have, and I'll just come back every now and again when I come down to the mine to gather some resources, just come in and finish a little more of it and slowly progress through this. But I think the final thing we want to do is update this map and see how it is looking now, this area. And I think it's looking pretty nice. I've got some more azalea bushes and to kind of come through and dot around in the area. One here, that kind of stuff, just to spice up what's going on, give it a bit more variety. And I think I'll come in and add some more trees behind this in the swamp area. I don't really mind if there are some more natural looking trees back there. But on the map, this area is looking pretty nice, and I reckon it'll look great on the map together. We still have quite a bit of tidying up around here, and I will get round to building a windmill at the top of this hill. I've kind of terraformed it a little bit. I reckon a windmill and some extra farms will look great there. So yeah, but I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and our main base area here is coming along nicely, I think. I have spent quite a bit of time in the village recently, and I thought I'd come back and just work on this area. And I think, yeah, working through some more of this dark stone up this mountain, the deep slate, and kind of making it look a lot nicer over time. It's sort of project I like to do along. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have enjoyed this a little experiment in terraforming and a bit more building. But from here, that mountain's looking pretty nice, I think, and the mine entrance as well. So thank you so much, and I will look forward to seeing you again, and goodbye.